Hi, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's that time of the year already, unbelievably, that we're reaching the end of the year, and it's been quite a year, hasn't it? And what we'd like to do at this point in time is we like to go over some things to look back on the year, and also to talk about which are our favorite videos, and you know, some of the things that stand out when you think about the last 12 months in the super yacht world. And also we're going to do our Super Yacht of the Year awards. That will be later on. Now, if you don't want to watch the whole video and you just want to see the results of the Super Yacht of the Year awards, you can go into the chapter markers and you can advance and reverse if you want to do that. But I hope you will stay along for the whole video, as this should be a bit of fun. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that stands out from the year. There has been a lot of videos in the last 12 months on the channel. A lot of news videos, a lot of features. Now, some of the things that stand out, some of the news stories, motor yacht Nakoa running aground in Hawaii. You remember that? That was at the beginning of the year. We did numerous videos on that subject. Quite a crazy story and a crazy rescue, if you like. The way that boat was pulled off the hard there and just dragged out to sea. No, I think they knew it was going to sink. That was quite incredible. We had the RV Petrel research vessel owned by the US Navy in Scotland for a refit period in dry dock there. It was formerly owned by Paul Allen, the late Paul Allen, you know, of Motor Yacht Octopus and Microsoft. That vessel fell over in the dry dock there and injured a number of people and caused all kinds of damage, and it was stuck there in this dry dock for quite a while. We visited Scotland twice. Over my shoulder here, the RV Petrel, to go and record that situation up there. Another subject that stands out, Alfa Nero in Antigua, being seized by the Antiguan government after they changed their laws, and then they attempted to sell that vessel, holding a public auction online, but both of the top bidders eventually backing out of that sale. We've seen a number of super yachts being involved in rescues at sea. That's something that for most seafarers will never happen, or will happen in one time in your whole career. I mean, we've seen the owner of Motor Yacht Fee, the yacht being held in London by the UK government, suing the UK government and losing in an attempt to free his vessel from Canary Wharf, where it will have been in March 2024, but will have been there for 2 years without him being on the sanctions list. We've had Motor Yacht Chaos being vandalized twice in Spain by these end of days campaigners spraying paint onto the vessels and ironically being charged with polluting the ocean and stuff like that. And then the last video that comes to mind, obviously we had the Monaco Yacht Show and all of those motor yacht tours that we did, which was a lot of fun for us. The last video that comes to mind is the Zelensky supposedly buying 2 super yachts, and then us investigating that and debunking that story. These statements are totally wrong and false. And what we're going to do before we go into the Super Yacht of the Year awards, we're going to do favorite videos of the year. This is from a technical filming and finished product standpoint, and that was a video named The Brand New Monaco Marina That's Not in Monaco. And this was a really interesting video. This was about Cala del Forte, which is in Ventimiglia in Italy, but it's owned by Monaco Marinas, and they built this thing practically from scratch. There was a failed attempt by another company to build a marina there, but they were in the very early stages, and they came in, they bought it, and they built this thing. And it was so great because we had complete access to the marina. You know, they invited us inside, we're allowed to go inside. Most of the time when we film in a marina, it's not that we're not sneaking in or anything, but we go in there as a member of the public and we film, so we don't really have any special access, whereas in this video we did. So, and it made the difference. I hope you'll agree. We spent a lot of time filming, flying the drone, getting some great drone footage, and it really turned out from a technical standpoint, and I think that's probably the best video. We're going to show you the most viewed video in a little while when we do some of the stats from the channel. From a point of view of the most enjoyment, the video I enjoyed the most making, now that was from the Monaco Formula One weekend. That was such a great event. I mean, I love motor racing, I love super yachts, and I love Monaco, and it was all happening in the same place. I'm going to go around the marina, look at some of the yachts that are in Monaco for the Formula One Grand Prix. You couldn't pick a better location, as far as I'm concerned, for filming all of those things. I mean, obviously Monaco, I don't know what it is about Monaco. I've never been able to quite put my finger on it. I love the fact that they have this amazing marina there with all of these amazing super yachts. My favorite yacht was their Motor Octopus. And then you have all of the Formula One side of it. I love motor racing, as you can see. So all of those things came together and it was so much fun. This is the Saturday night of the Monaco Grand Prix, so it's the day of qualifying. And then you had the legends from Motor Yacht Scot Free. They took me out in their tender and they took me around the whole marina so I could film. Absolutely epic. I wasn't able to thank the captain when we got back from that trip because he was busy with his guests and I didn't want to disturb him. But I've thanked them in previous videos and thanked them again now because it was such a memorable experience for me in particular. So that was great, great fun. Now we'll move on now to the channel stats for 2023. Now we do this every year, and it's quite interesting to see. And we go through best, the video that performed the best, the views, where you're viewing from, the most views coming from each country, most views coming from a city in particular, things like that. So all of the data is from the 9th of January. I don't know why the 9th, but I put in 2023 and it came up with 9th of January until the 23rd of December, which is today. Now, in total, we had 27.5 million views this year, which is incredible, but it is actually down from 2022. Now, 2022 was an abnormal year because we had the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and then we had all of those Russian super yachts scattering, and then we had an awful lot of interest from a lot of people all of a sudden on the channel. So we had that massive bump which came last year. We had 49 million views last year. However, if we take out that abnormality and then we look at the channel growth from 2021, well, we had 16 million views in 2021. So we had we're up on that one without that crazy year in between. Now the total watch time from the 9th of January to the 23rd of December is 1.9 million hours. So that's like, if we combine every single minute that everybody's watched throughout the year, it's 1.9 million hours. New subscribers, we've had 26,200 new subscribers. That's a net gain. Obviously, that's not a massive amount. It's a little bit disappointing considering the numbers that we do every year. But as we've been saying for years, around 80% of our views come from non-subscribers. Speaking of non-subscribers, how many people watching are subscribed versus not subscribed? Of the 27.5 million views that we had in 2023, 21.5 million were from non-subscribers, and that works out at 78%. And then 5.9 million views were from subscribers, which is 21.6%. Now imagine if everyone who watched had subscribed. You imagine where we'd be. We've got 257,000 subscribers as we make this video. You imagine how many we'd have if all of those people subscribed to the channel. Incredible. If you are a regular viewer of the channel and you're not a subscriber, just hit that subscribe button right now. Let's try and get our numbers up to 300,000. I'd like to hit 1 million one day, but at the moment that's just a pipe dream. But if we get up to 300,000, that would be great. Anyway, we'll move on. Geography of world viewers, should I say. Now, this is a list of basically the countries that watch the channel the most. You might be surprised at the results here as well. So we'll go from number 5 to number 1. I will put on the screen more of them so if you can see where you are if you're not in one of these 5 countries. At number 5 is South Africa with 740,000 views. In number 4, Australia with 1.8 million views. Number 3 is Canada with 2.6 million views. So in number 2 is the United Kingdom with just over 4 million views. And in number 1 for the 2nd year running is the United States. I've actually written it down, the United States of America, 11,401,586 views. So United States is by far the most viewers for the channel, which you might expect it to be the United Kingdom because I'm from the United Kingdom, but this is the way it's been for quite a number of years now, actually. And we'll show you the stats on the city where we get the most views from now, which is again is a little bit unusual considering the number 1 viewing country. But the top city for viewers is London, with I think it's about 500,000 views, followed by Sydney, Australia. So that's, again, it's quite strange, isn't it? You would think it would be an American city, but no. All right, so the top video of the year, this is based on the most views, is a video by the name of YouTube Remove This, Watch It Before It's Removed Again. This was a video that was in actual fact originally posted in 2022, and then it was removed by YouTube after a complaint by the captain on board the yacht that the video was about, Motor Yacht Scheherazade. We reposted that video with the bits edited out that YouTube had complained about, and then we reposted it, and then it's done over 1 million views, 1.1 million views. So that's amazing. So that's the channel stats for the year. Now, some other information, some record-breaking things that have happened in 2023. The biggest yacht brokerage deal in history was in 2023. The 115 metre or 492 foot super yacht Apo was sold for 330 million euros. It's quite incredible. And the broker that sold the boat also found the buyer. So they made 20% of, or 15% of whatever it is, the percentage of what they made on that. That is quite a lot of money. The vessel was only delivered in 2021, pretty much brand new, and put on the market quite quickly and sold after just 90 days. All right, so we'll move on. This is what you've all been waiting for. This is the Super Yacht of the Year Awards, the East Sisman Super Yacht of the Year Awards for 2023. We introduced a new category in 2023, and that is the Best New Super Yacht of the Year. We posted a poll on YouTube, and we also posted one on Patreon. And number 1 was Liva O, built by Aberking and Rasmussen at 118 meter super yacht. Beautiful looking yacht, black hull, very classic design. Then in number 2, we have Sailing Yacht Koru, the largest sailing yacht ever built, 127 meters, built by Ocean Co in the Netherlands. And then number 3, we have Project Luminance. This is a 140 meter plus yacht built by Lursen. We don't even have the name, it hasn't been delivered yet. It's on sea trials right now. Quite a beautiful looking yacht. This is a Ukrainian owned yacht. It was when it was ordered by a Ukrainian billionaire. He was a billionaire before the war started, by the way, but that boat is on sea trials currently. It is quite a stunning yacht. It actually looks a little bit like Scheherazade and Crescent, but it is a stunning looking vessel. And then you've got in number 4, Project Alibaba. This is the boat that crashed into the curtain, the dry dock curtain, while it was still in the dry dock being completed. And the channel winner for the best new yacht of 2023, this is what we've selected, is Liva O. And this vessel is such a beautiful looking boat. It's got that classic design with the black hull. It looks modern and it looks old at the same time. And we just think it's such a clean look, and we think it will age very, very well. So that's what we selected. We'll move on now to the patrons, our patrons, and who they selected. Sailing Yacht Koru. Koru won by a clear margin. And then we'll move on to the YouTube pick of the year, and that is Project Luminance. Like we said, the 140 meter plus yacht with a dark hull, but it is very modern looking design, isn't it? Huge thing. and that we'll find out in the new year when that gets delivered what the name of that yacht will be. But that is the winner based on the people who voted on YouTube. I think there was like 2,000 people who voted in that poll. All right, so we'll move on to the main event now, and that is the Super Yacht of the Year. Now, the yachts nominated for the Super Yacht of the Year, it's more to do with the yachts that were featured most in the news, most mentioned on the channel, more like Time Magazine Person of the Year rather than the best boat of the year. In number 1 was Motor Yacht Fee. This boat was arrested in Canary Wharf in London. It's been there almost 2 years now, as we mentioned. Sailing Yacht Kourou, largest sailing yacht in the world, belonging to Jeff Bezos. Number 3, Motor Yacht Scheherazade, a boat linked to Vladimir Putin himself, been held in Marina di Carrara in Italy for almost 2 years now. And then in number 4, we've got Motor Yacht Nord, owned by Alexei Mordashov, close ally with Vladimir Putin. The boat has fled to Vladivostok in 2022, and it's spent a lot of time there. And then in the last 12 months, it's been going dark in the Indian Ocean and then going to different places like the Maldives, Seychelles. And then in 5th place was Alfa Nero. This boat was arrested, or it was actually seized by the Antiguan government after they changed their laws. And then they tried to sell the boat, as we mentioned earlier. And the winner for the Eastman Super Yachts 2023 Super Yacht of the Year for the channel, the one that we've selected, plus the one that the patrons have selected, is the same, and it is Sailing Yacht Kourou. Now, why did we pick Kourou? I know that it's going to be not popular with some people because of the owner, but we're picking the best boat, not the best owner, right? The boat is the largest sailing yacht, privately owned sailing yacht ever built. It's a fully functional sailing yacht, meaning that it doesn't have to be assisted by motors like Sailing Yacht A does. Also, the whole story of how the vessel was delivered. You remember it when the masts, they wanted to put the masts on and they wanted to dismantle the bridge, and then the people were going to egg the yacht when it passed through that bridge, so they didn't do it. They took it a different way. That whole story of the way it came to be. And then the fact that we've been tracking this vessel, it's been going dark as well, switching off to AIS. Well, not switching off to AIS, but doing something else so we couldn't track them properly using web-based AIS. So there's been quite a lot on the channel about the sailing yachts as well. And then if you factor in who the owner is and the fact that they've got this support vessel, there's a lot of stuff in there, isn't there? Like I said, it's not all good, but it's all stuff that we've covered on the channel. The winner of the viewer's choice, the YouTube pick of 2023, is the same as last year, and it is Motor Yacht Nord. I think even though we've said to people to not pick generally pick the best looking boat, a lot of people have picked it based on that, and that's okay. But it also has had its own very large amount of newsworthy videos tracking this vessel as it's been switching off the AIS and going dark and then turning up in different places and putting in fake destinations and then going somewhere else. So there's been an awful lot about it. Also, the owner of the yacht, Alexei Mordashov, has been in the news very recently as well, after it turned out he was paying money to a writer, an independent German novelist who was writing books about Vladimir Putin, and Mordashov was paid him 600,000 euros to help him with his book, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there's been an awful lot in the news about it, so I can see why it would be picked as well. So that is the viewer's choice for 2023. Now, before I go, I just want to take this time to thank everybody who's watched a video, whether it's been 1 minute or 10 minutes, or if you've watched every video of 2023. From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank you. I don't say that enough, but we wouldn't be here without you. Also, thanks to everyone who sent us photographs and videos from all over the world, regardless of whether we've used it or not. We keep everything we get, by the way, and so we could get used in the future. So if you did send stuff in and we didn't use it, then don't worry, because we might use it in the future. If that boat comes up in the news video, then we'll pull it from our database and we'll use it at that time. We've had footage sent in from everywhere, even the Antarctic, which is incredible. So it's quite incredible that people take the time to do this, to send it to us. So thank you everybody again. And I'd like to give a big thanks to our patrons. Their support made it possible for us to do some of those trips that we did this year into Europe for the Formula One Grand Prix weekend and the Monaco Yacht Show. Not to mention that they helped us to buy some new equipment, some drones that we wanted to buy and stuff like that. So absolutely fantastic for all of the people who have signed up to Patreon. So thanks to everybody who's joined us on Patreon over the last 12 months. Okay, so we'll finish there. I hope everyone has a great Christmas. If you celebrate it or whatever you do to celebrate at this time of year, I hope you have a great one. And as we move into the new year, stay tuned on the channel for plenty more to come. We've got lots planned in 2024. So again, thanks very much for watching. Onwards.